Hey guys, just having a few issues with the camera again, but I think we're nearly there. I'm just going to move it up for you slightly. Right, hopefully everybody can see me. Hey, right then, I'm cooking outdoors today. We're going to be doing Chinese sticky wings. Hope you've got your grills hot and everything. So I've got all my ingredients here. I'm going to put my Instagram live on now, and then we're going to get started straight away. So if you haven't got your ovens lit or your barbecue lit, get that sorted, and then we'll be starting in 2 minutes. Boost in these hard times where we're all stuck in quarantine. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get our usual. A lot of people probably have a takeaway on a Friday night, so I thought do something like a Chinese might be quite nice for you. So we're going to start off with the sticky wings. Okay, so again, it's all about timing this. You need to make sure that your grill is relatively hot. Mine's showing that it's running at just over 200 degrees, which is great. I'm going to just close my vent slightly so it doesn't get any hotter. So we're going to start with the wings. Okay, really, really simple. What we're going to do is going to take a good pinch of salt. Actually, before we go there, if you've got some oil to hand, a little bit of oil, that's just going to help everything stick. Just a drizzle. Toss your wings around in there like that. We're going to go for. This is just a dry rub to start with, so some salt, generous amount of salt in there, and just some Chinese 5 spice. Nothing fancy here, because we're going to add more flavor later on when we make the glaze. Okay, so I'd say probably about a teaspoon of this. It's quite punchy. We've got cinnamon, star anise, fennel, white pepper, and cloves in there. All very punchy spices. Maybe a teaspoon and a half. And I'm just going to toss those wings again in the 5 spice. So they're all coated. Real simple. I'm going to go for a tiny bit more. Basically, just look at them. They need to look like they've got a light coating all over. I'm going to go for a little bit of black pepper as well. A little bit of black pepper in there. Final toss in oil. And these are then going to go straight onto my barbecue. So I mentioned yesterday, I don't know if anyone saw my video that I posted on Facebook, on Instagram, but there's a little short setting up your grill indirect. Okay, this basically means you're not going to be cooking over the fire. The fire is on this side of the barbecue. The food is going to be on this side. Okay, it's really important that the vent is over the food, because that's going to mean that the smoke gets drawn over the lid here, and it's going to cook nicely and also flavor the food as it goes over. Okay, so I'm just going to take the lid off. Got my coals ticking away there nicely. So I'm going to go for skin side up all the way around, not directly over the heat. Okay, so at the front of the grill. Put my wings on. I'm going to revisit these every sort of 10 minutes. They're just going to go on skin side up to start with. Place those on. Send the bowl to washing up. Happy days. All right. And then, as I said before, lid goes on with the vent at the front over the food. Okay. And we just leave those for 10 minutes. Obviously, I've just touched poultry, and because of this coronavirus, go and wash your hands now. Okay. I'm prepared. Washing up bowl out of me. Forgot to bring the towel, but never mind. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, because these are sticky wings, excuse me, these are sticky wings. Obviously, we've only put a dry rub on them at the moment, and that is to help the skin crisp up. So the glaze that we're going to make now is going to go on for the last 5-10 minutes. There's a lot of sugar in it because of all the honey, and that will basically burn if you leave it on for too long. So we have no sugar in the rub to begin with. And then as they become crispy, we just finish them with that sticky glaze. So to make that, you need to take yourself a pan, get it on the heat. Going back to the old induction grill from Aldi here, which smoked the house out the last few days. It's not going to happen today because we're outdoors. So I'm going to get that on to a decent setting. Now, first thing we're going to do here is we're going to drop in some tomato ketchup. Now, this is going to bring a bit of colour. It's going to bring a tang. It's one of my favourite things. I've just realised this pan doesn't work on an induction hob. So bear with me 30 seconds. I'm going to grab a different one. And he's back in the room. Okay, right. Pan on. Good. So, I'm going to go for probably, say, 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. So at least 3, maybe 4 actually. Okay. Same amount of runny honey. Drop that in. Stuff. And then a good helping of dark soy sauce. So probably going to go for about a third of the bottle, to be honest. I'm going to get that in there. And the reason that we're going to heat this up is just so it loosens everything and it all combine real quickly. But once it's bubbling, you take it off and leave it, okay? And then we're going to hit it with a little bit more Chinese 5 spice. And then if you want to make these spicier, you can add some chili, you can add some Szechuan pepper if you want to. But these are going to be relatively child-friendly as they are. So another teaspoon and a half of 5 spice in there. Cool. And then we're going to just give that a bit of a stir. It's just starting to bubble up now. So we want to try and get that up to a nice bubbling point, and then we're literally just going to leave. Keep stirring it, mixing it up, bring it up to the heat. Okay, I'm happy with that. You can see the steam coming off it. It's bubbling away nicely, which you won't be able to see from there, but you have to take my word for it. It is. Have a little taste. That's good, man. Maybe you want it to be quite sweet. So if it's not quite sweet enough, and it will taste intense at this stage, add just a little extra honey. Just going to finish that jar off. Happy days. Always taste stuff as you go, you know. If you want to, you can add in a little bit of ginger. Got this is actually ready for the next bit, but I'm going to add a little bit of that into there. Will not do any harm at all. Okay, and then we're going to put your glaze to one side. You think that's nice. Loosen the brush on, but it's thickened up and it's sort of slightly thinner than the honey was to begin with. All right, so I'm going to put that down there to rest. So then next thing, I'm going to turn this off for a sec. Next thing we're going to think about is getting prepped for the rice. So we need to always make sure, well, we're going to put the pan on there. If you're using gas, get your oven on, get your pan on now, get it nice and hot. You know, when you're going to stir fry stuff, it needs to be hot. But if you've got a little bit of time, because we're going to do some prep first, unless you've been sort of clever enough to think to do all this beforehand, which I didn't, but we've got time because these are still anyway. So starting off with the onion, I'm going to just halve that onion there. Take top off that way. Great working outdoors. You can just chuck everything you don't want in the garden or whatever, bowls, whatever. Just wang it about in the garden. Why not? That the neighbours can't see. That's going in there. And then we're going to go along the grain, like we did the other day, and then across, so that we get some nice little. What's going on? Put that to one side. That way. And then across. I just think this gives a nice crunch, bit of carbs, bit of sweetness, and I tend to cut them. So if take a whole carrot, I haven't skinned it or anything. Gonna lay it down. Can you just see that? Can you see that? I'm gonna do it in front of the onion so you can see better. So I'm gonna slice it at an angle, so you end up with these kind of like long, oblong. Rather than cutting it into circles, you get these nice shaped long pieces. So we're gonna do that all the way along this carrot. Okay, and then take them again and just run your knife straight down the middle. So you end up with kind of like carrot chips. And they'll be really nice in your rice. So I'm gonna just slice those up so you get some sort of like long ribbons. Get those done. You can cut them into two if you want, if you get quite a thick carrot. You just want nice, easy to get in your mouth, bite-sized pieces. Okay, set that off. Slice the slice all the way down. That was a good one. Then finally your greens. If you get everything prepped, because once you start cooking, it's going to be done fairly quickly. So I've just got some wild garlic here, using it every day at the moment because it's in abundance. So I'm just going to take the bottom of the stalks off, but the stalks have really good texture to bud. Now these things, I noticed today that they're already going into flowers. It's quite early. You've got these flowers here. They can be used as well. You can also pickle these and make amazing little sort of like condiments, almost like capers, like garlicky capers. But for today, we're just going to chop thinly right the way across. And if you've got pak choy, if you've got cabbage, if you've got spinach, whatever, yeah, just get it chopped up. You're all nice and thin. Fried rice should be that you loads of everything in one little bite. Okay, so that's the veg prepped. So now we're going to take a little look at these wings. They're just starting to bubble, so that's a really good sign. So I'm going to give them a little turn over now. And you'll just see, just starting to cook, which is perfect. And the good thing about the fried rice is that once it's made, it's actually better if it can sit for 5 minutes. So we'll have some time, once the fried rice is done, to get these glazed up. But they are looking spot on. They're still quite anemic, but they'll be a gorgeous colour by the time we finish. So turn all of those over. So now we've got skin side down. When I say skin side down, I mean the top of the wing. Obviously the skin all over them. So wings over, lid back on. I'm going to open the vent because I want them to cook a little bit hotter. So it's all about playing with the temperature control. Tasty. Right, put those down there. Let's start with the rice then. So I'm going to get power on here, get some heat on. We're going to go for 50-50 mix of regular vegetable oil. So that's probably a tablespoon. and sesame oil. Now, sesame oil is going to bring you bags of flavour into your fried rice. So, sesame oil in there. Okay, doing stir fry, you need to have a fair old bit of oil going in there. So, wait till your pan's nice and hot. And then the first things that are going to go in there are the onions and the carrots, because they're going to take longer to cook than everything else. So we'll just get that up to temperature. Now, a lot of the time, people would put in, I've got the chili and the garlic and the ginger waiting there. Now, this pan runs super hot on the induction, and vegetables going in the pan, there's moisture in these vegetables, and they'll help to stop the garlic from actually burning and charring and becoming all bitter. Okay, so we're going straight in with the onions and the carrots. Whoops. Okay, so get those moving. Smell that sesame oil, smells amazing already. I'm going to leave that sizzling for 1 second because I realise I've left my rice in the fridge as well. Not well prepared today. 1 second. Put that rice down there. Okay, so we were looking to get some colour on these onions before we move on. So really fry them nice and hard. We're looking to draw all the moisture out of them, or a lot of the moisture, because that's where they become sweet and kind of, you know, intensifies that flavour in the onion. And I love fried onion in a fried rice. It's amazing. So we're going to go in with those. Keep them moving. Grill's still sitting nice and hot there, so that's good. Hope you're all getting bang into your cooking now that we're, you know, confined to our homes. I think it's an amazing opportunity for people to really sort of, you know, get creative and have a play around. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying it. It's great to see some of your creations. People keep sending me the pictures of stuff they made. It honestly makes my day. Being stuck here, I love to teach people. I love to work with people. That's what I do in my day job, and I'm not able to do it. So it's great to sort of see that I'm still able to offer something to people. So please, you know, like, comment, send me stuff, interact. You know, I had some constructive feedback last week about sort of putting out the recipes earlier, about you know, the sound quality wasn't very good. Hopefully it's better today. You know, I want to hear positive and negative, please, guys. So don't forget to like, comment as you go. Really, really pleased to see that happening. Right, we've got some decent colour emerging on these onions now. Next thing I'm going to go in with is remove these eggs. Not the eggs just yet. Going to get these cashews in. I like to get those nicely toasted. So they're going to go in. And we're going to follow with the garlic, the ginger, and the chili pre-chopped. So if you haven't already done that, get a move on. So that's already in. All right. So we get those moving around. You're really starting to get some good flavours popping now. It smells amazing. You're loving it. All right. Keep that moving. Tempted to look at the wings. I wouldn't. They say, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So that lid on, let it do its thing. I'm just as tempted as you probably are to have a look, but I'm not going to. Right, so just starting to see some more colour emerging now here. What I'm going to do is move the pan slightly off the heat, and I'm going to push all of everything that I've cooked so far to the one end of the pan, like that. Okay, try and pull the oil down to the other end, because at this point is where we're going to whack in some egg. So clear pan, egg goes in. I'm going to go for 2. I like my egg. Why's that up? Do not let it stick to the pan. You're basically making scrambled eggs in the one side of the pan. Okay? Make sure it doesn't stick. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. And don't move it into the rest of the stuff until it's all solid. Otherwise, it's going to stick to it. It'll be nasty. Once you've got your fried egg texture going on, but that's it. So coming away from the pan nicely now. So the fried eggs are in. Hopefully you can see like that. Fried eggs one end. So now you can bring everything back together. So the egg is in the mix. All right. Now I didn't put this on the list. I forgot. But a great addition to this now is some frozen peas. So if you've got some frozen peas in the freezer, grab, I don't know, 100 grams of frozen peas. And they also bring a bit of moisture because of the being cold, which will stop any burning of garlic or whatever. So that's going to go around a bit longer. So it's all starting to smell and look delightful. Right, so keep that going. All right. I can just cook for a little bit longer. I'm going to have a quick look at the wings now while that's cooking. Might need to turn them over again. Yeah, they're definitely starting to cook now. Looking good. The skin's all bubbling. Looking delish. We can turn them over again. Final turn before we start to glaze. You don't have to worry about this so much in the oven, but it's good to do on a barbecue. See that the bone is starting to pop out there on that one, and that is a really good sign that they're cooking. We will probe them at the end. You're looking to hit a minimum 72 centigrade on this, and I think this is cooking nicely now. All right, so that is now ready for some rice. So hopefully you've all got cold rice. You got the message. You're not trying to put hot rice. I think it's where it sticks. I cooked this rice earlier this morning, super loose, and that's just going to go in there. I'm going to help that along with some soy sauce. About a tablespoon of soy sauce, not too much. Well, if you seasoned your rice before you cooked it, then you need less, obviously, because it's very salty. I'm just going to work that rice in now. Looking delish. All right, this is looking good. And then the final bit to go in is your leafy greens. So this is where all of this wild garlic is going to go in. I'm going to save a tiny bit for garnish at the end. That always makes it look pretty. The majority of it's going to go in. I'm just going to let that wilt down in that rice. Happy days. So I'm just going to take that off the heat now. Depending on what kind of greens you're cooking, if you've got pak choy, if you've got cabbage in there, maybe cook it for a little bit longer. Wild garlic cooks down in seconds, and I don't need to keep adding any more. So that is that done. I'm going to turn the heat off, leave that to one side. All right then. So now, I'm going to return to the wings. They've probably got about 10 minutes to go at a guess. As I say, you really need to get yourself a temperature probe. You don't have a temperature probe. When you think they're done, pull one apart. If they pull apart really easily and the juices are clear and there's no pink involved, then they're done. Okay? But really with wings, you want to have it to the point where you can just suck them off the bone, you know? So you can't, well, you can overcook them, but you know, I always think that cooking them for longer than you think is better than only just having them cooked. They're gonna fall apart much better. All right, so back to your glaze then. So now you'll probably see that your glaze, you won't be able to see mine, but it should have a bit of a skin on the top of it, which is great. So mix that in. The skin just means it's sticking back up again. So I'm gonna go back into the barbecue, and we're gonna get pastry brush, and I'm just gonna glaze all these wings. So we don't glaze it too early, as I said before. Firstly, because we don't want the glaze to burn because of all the sugar in from the honey. But also, you'll see that this is going in and out here. Now, the skin on the outside of this is cooked, so I've got no way. There's no way I'm going to kill myself. If I started glazing raw chicken and then I'm going to put this glaze on at the end, then we're going to be in trouble. So that's one side done. And I usually go for like 2 or 3 rounds of glazing. So I'm just going to turn these over now. Glaze the other sides. Make sure you get every nook and cranny. So you'll find that you'll build up a real thick, sticky layer. You do 2 or 3 rounds of glazing. And it's therapeutic. I just love great glazing wings. It's one of my favorite things. Right, plenty of it on, don't be shy. Keep going. I'm all done. It's quite hot standing over this side of the barbecue. I would suggest you do this side. I'm doing it for your benefit, guys, because I love you. Right. So they are glazed on that side now. So lid on. Another few more minutes. Right, lots of people ask me about barbecues, what barbecue to get. You know, it's really difficult to say, to be honest. It depends on what it is you want to do. This is a Weber Master Touch 57 kettle. And you can this is my first serious barbecue. You can do pretty much anything on here. I've done, you know, pork shoulders, low and slow. I've done briskets. I've done, you know, wings. But you can also use it as a grill as well. So it's a really versatile bit of kit. I'd say if you started out, something like this is absolutely perfect. But really, make sure you go with something that's got a lid, and more importantly, it's got vents as well. I've seen so many cheap barbecues that come with no vents that you can alter, and that means you've basically left for the flames to decide, or the coals to decide how hot your grill is. This is adjusted all at the bottom here, so you just got these little tabs that you just move up and down, and that's to adjust the airflow at the bottom, and you can also change the temperature again by adjusting the vents at the top. Tomorrow, I'm going to be cooking on my new toy. It's essentially like the Ferrari of barbecues. It's the Kamado Joe. I've just joined the Kamado Joe team this year. They are probably worldwide leading barbecue company. It's a ceramic barbecue with loads of different attachments. I'm doing more Chinese food tomorrow. I'm doing hoisin duck on the rotisserie, or the Jotisserie even. So tune in for 2 p.m. tomorrow to see that. That's going to be my first live cook for those guys. I'm really hoping the weather's as good as this, because I do have a gazebo. I've left it in the van. My mate crashed my van recently, and so it's gone for repair. So I'm hoping it's not going to rain, because I don't know what I'm going to do if it does. But hopefully today you can see a bit more out here with the cameras the way they are. And yeah, tune in tomorrow at 2 o'clock. From about 11 o'clock, I'll be doing the prep as well, because it's going to take more. I've only got an hour's slot. It's going to take longer than that. So follow my stories on Instagram to keep up with what I've done to prep the duck and get it ready, so that by the time you come on at 2, it's pretty much done. Right, let's have a look at these wings. Back in again. The glaze is looking superb. So I'm just going to turn them over. We're going to go for a second glaze. Just going to move these coals about. Now, got bits that are burning and bits that aren't here. And the great thing about these Webbers is you have the ability to take the middle of the grill out, like so. Put that on there. So that means I can then get in here, mess around with my coals. Make sure everything's burning hot. All right. That's looking good. So put those back over, and then we're going to glaze again. So I'm going to bring these wings closer to the fire now. Just on the edge of the fire we are. Okay. Move those in. All right. Okay, and we're going to glaze again. That rice will be sitting absolutely fine. Leave it in your pan. It'll be super hot, tasty. So open they are. Just see. So second glaze. So this time I'm glazing the skin side up first. Then I'm going to flip them over, and then the final glaze will mean that the skin side will be up, and that's where we want to end up with this. So flip those over onto the back side. So skin down now after you've glazed. Turn them over. I'm going to go for glaze again. Oh, glaze is here. That's it. Almost all that glaze is gone now. It's amazing how much you get through. You need to make way more than you think. It doesn't go that far. Right, put that down, lid on. Let's go again. I'm going to put the vent there. Good. I haven't got my temperature probe on me. I'm going to go and grab that from the house. I'll be back with you in 2 seconds. So any serious barbecue, you need to make sure you've got yourself a temperature probe, you know. Firstly, it's something from killing anybody or yourself. But secondly, it lets you know when things are done, particularly if you're doing something like a pork shoulder or brisket, something like this. Not only will it tell you the temperature, but also having something soft, a spike can go in so you can feel the softness. You might find that half of it's done, and then you come to the other side of the joint and it's tough, and that will mean that it's not quite there. So temperature probe is really, really important. Saying that it's 16.5 degrees out here, I'm going to quickly probe these, just see that we're nearly there. So that's just hit 73, so we're pretty much cooked. I'd like to take them a little bit longer than that. It's 81. So they are done, but I just like them to be hitting more like 90 really, because that's when I know they're going to fall off the bone. That was just cooked. Put them over the heat. All right. Cool. So, go about plating up some fried rice. I'm going to put my tongs to one side. It's worth investing in a good set of tongs. You know, sometimes you get the ones with the spikes, they're awful. These are actually made by Kadai Fireballs, they're amazing. Really, really good set of tongs, is well worth having. Right, so I'm going to show you this rice, what it should look like. So I'm going to just load a bit of this up on the plate here. go. It's not pretty. My food never is pretty. It's just naughty, generally. I'm going to nick a few little bits of the chili on there, just because it needs to look good. You want to make sure it looks good. So just get that load up there. Being a little bit poncy. So I'm going to bring that over to the cameras. Sorry, Instagram, I'm going to YouTube first. So here we are. You can kind of see that. All looks pretty good. You could have added prawns, you could add strips of beef, whatever you want to that. So hopefully you can see that Instagram. It's looking all right. Smells amazing. So we're going to get that to one side and then go final little look at these wings, the final glaze. Yes, they're really bubbling now. That glaze is bubbling away. It's just what I want to see. Yes. Amazing. They look seriously good. Okay, turn them over again. Last hit. So we're going to go glaze. These are going to be getting real sticky now. You're building up that level of flavour on the outside of these wings. Basting is the key to sexy wings. Nearly there. Last one. Just going to baste that one side now, the skin side. I'm not going to turn them over again. And I've got some sesame seeds. Always nice to finish the wings with some sesame seeds. Get those on. Just for the last couple of minutes. Cooking. Give them a nice little toast off. All right. Leave back on for 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and they will be ready to plate up. Right. Hope you're all getting on all right at home. How long have we got? 40 minutes, not too bad for a Chinese, is it? Under an hour. You've created an amazing Chinese dish. Probably cost you a fraction of what it's going to cost anybody else. You're also keeping people safe because you're staying home and you haven't got delivery drivers out and about at the moment in these crazy times. And it's creative and it's fun. You know, I can't keep selling cooking to you, but you know, I just hope you've enjoyed this. Please remember to comment, give me any feedback. I really love to see what your creations look like at the end. I'm going to serve up these wings now. I literally think that they're probably done. If they're not, then I can finish them for a couple of more minutes when we've shut these videos down, and I'll let you guys get on with it. But I'm going to show you what they should look like. So, some tongs here. Going to put a few onto this plate here. Just placing them nicely. All right, happy with that. Leave those ones on. I've probed all these, so they are cooked. And there we go, ladies and gents. Sticky wings, fried rice, Friday night. Not that we'd know it. Happy days. Instagram. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all on Tuesday. I haven't actually decided what we're going to cook yet. So I will have a think about it later. Post up a picture of this. Drop the ingredients on there for you. and you can get yourselves prepped for Thursday. Thanks for listening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you this time next week.